Oh, Gary, how you doing today, bud? You having a good day? Let me tell you, I'm having a fantastic day, and I hope all you lovely people out there are having a pretty amazing day yourself. We gotta set some things straight in today's video. First off, before we talk about these Galactic Legends, or as I like to call it, the Galactic Failure, Galactic Disappointment, or as what we're gonna explain in this video, the Galactic Stall, the singular greatest Galactic Stall of Galaxy Heroes. Before we talk about that, I want to give you guys a huge shout out. We made history yesterday, not just for this channel, but for a big moment in the gaming community for YouTube. We put out some serious numbers on our live stream today, and I just want to give you guys a big shout out. We have done something amazing. Where yesterday, while streaming the Galactic Ascension events, although the events have been a big flop in my opinion, as we're going to explain today, we put over 16,000 viewers concurrent while streaming those events. The Kyber Club showed up. Our community showed up to support us, support this game, to show that we had fun, despite this game not providing for this community adequately. If you guys understand how significant this is, look on YouTube streaming right now. It's going to be hard to find people putting out 16,000 viewers. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the community, our Kyber Club, each and every one of you guys made something big happen. Our community is one of a kind. I love our community. Capital Games. Do you? And that's what we're going to talk about today. Today is mostly going to be a review of the event. If you didn't see our amazing party the other day, our 16,000 concurrent streamer of viewers watching, card in the top right hand corner. If you haven't seen it, we actually did quite a lot. We did quite a lot despite the event not providing adequately. So what we're going to talk about today is one, all the problems with this event. The art team. I'm done hearing about art in Galaxies. We're going to settle the score. We're going to settle the record, show you what art looks like in mobile games, and then we're going to talk about the actual characters, their kits, their stats, and their gear requirements. There's a lot to talk about today, so sit down, ladies and gentlemen. I was hoping this event was going to be big. We waited 4 months, no content. These slow drip posts constantly jerking and discussing and praising and patting their own back about art, and then 4 months later, all we got was basically a glorified version of rock, paper, scissors. And in my stream today, we actually people are actually pointing out this is basically almost a blatant steal of what Harry Potter is doing. There's a Harry Potter mobile game out there that has this rock paper scissors thing, albeit they actually made it a little bit more interesting. There's a bit more strategy involved compared to what we had with this event right here, where it was just basically, as we kind of discovered on the stream, you basically just want to do feint, the middle ability, then strike, or if you just want to take the statistical probable route of winning, just keep using feint over and over again, and statistically you're going to end up winning this match. There's a lot of problems with these events. Even people are like making fun of Capital Games because, I mean, you can tell this is a fake screenshot because they actually pointed arrows showing what counters what. This is obviously fake because Capital Games and their art team could not produce that. Man, hope you guys are ready for a rant. Today, we're definitely in need of a rant. So let's come back over to this game real quick. We're going to kind of work progressively. Let's start talking about this ticket system for Galaxy of Heroes, getting these characters. First off, I am not actually upset. This is not going to be a day one unlock character. I'm actually fine with that. I think there are some pros with kind of having a character that's going to take a while to build up to. Some challenge, some requirements need to be done, some strategy. That's not what this event does whatsoever. Of course, the requirements are pretty steep, which we'll talk about in a second. But firstly, people who are going to be doing this free-to-play or pay-to-play, I don't care which spectrum you are. If you're free-to-play, this actually hurts you the most compared to anyone because you can't hoard these tickets in advance. You're stuck with just waiting until you meet the requirements, and then you can start farming these tickets. We saw the drop rates out of a 20 pull. You're getting about 6, 7, 8. That seems to be about the average that we're landing on. Basically, for example, on this test account over here, we were able to get a decent amount of shards of Kyla, but we had to use 3 full days of max energy refreshes going all the way to 800 on those crystal energy refreshes. And I've done 3 or 4 full days of refresh because I've been hoarding before the event, and we're only at 235 out of 330. Again, I actually do not have a problem that we have to wait a little bit. Like, there's a couple problems though. One, the way they're implementing this, the way they're slowing you down. If you're someone that's going to be doing this free to play eventually, I think it is important to chase after one of these 2 characters. If you're going to be doing this eventually free to play, expect this once you just meet the requirements, expect that to take a couple weeks, maybe 1 to 2 months after that, because max refreshes only getting this far. Because let me tell you, with those drop rates and these battles, look, 15, not too bad. 30, not too bad. 60, not too bad. Oh, the 60 is bad. I mean, let's roll back, man. I'm just losing my train of thought right now. What is going on with this game, Gary? It's going to be quite expensive. Good luck trying to get 60 tickets in a day. It's going to be very difficult if you're just doing minimum amount of refreshes. You got to max this puppy out. And in case you didn't understand how this works, you didn't see it on the stream, basically these first 3 tiers have awards, and this has 8 rewards here. What do we have here? There's I believe there's like 4 rewards here, and then you have to do this 3 times. You have to completely exhaust all these rewards in the first 3 tiers to just unlock the character. Now here's where the problem comes in. Whatever, the ticket problem, whatever, we'll live with it. It's okay to maybe slow drip this stuff. We kind of know why they're doing this. We know exactly why they're doing this, because they know that people are going to want to get these characters. There's another opportunity to make money, so smash those refreshes with those crystals to get these characters. There's just paywall upon paywall upon paywall for these characters right now in Galaxy. But here's my problem. Here's really my main problem. Tickets, whatever. We're way past talking about the requirements for this event. We're way past that at this point. What my problem is this is the laziest event for 4 months of work. Let me tell you this. I worked in the legal field for a while, both private, public sector. And let me tell you, I've been on both sides of the spectrum, being the one in charge of somebody and being the subordinate under someone else out there. And if I stalled for 4 months saying, hey, give me more time, I'm working on this project right here, I'm doing research on this case, and if 4 months later, I turn in a case or turn in my research, or perhaps I have to give an opening or something like that, and it's filled with grammatical mistakes, research errors, just mistakes up the wazoo, and it looks like I did something, I was lazy at it, I would be fired. I would have fired someone. I'm in the position now where I work with other people. I have people helping me out. And if they produce that type of work, where it's a completely lazy style event after 3 to 4 months of work, the most expensive event of all time, they should be fired. They should be let go. What were they doing for 3 to 4 months? They were not producing any new content. We got barely any new characters and ships for this whole Rise of Skywalker celebration over the past couple months. I'm surprised that StarWars.com published this on their official page before Capital Games, because they have no communication. I would be ashamed if I was Disney promoting this content. Now, we're not going to bash on the characters right now. They're going to be god tier amazing, as we can tell in a moment. But this event, what were they doing? All it was simply you go in there and there's just a team to beat. There's no puzzle involved. And that's it. There was nothing. And then this tier 3 is the worst thing of all time. This duel, the rock, paper, scissors thing. Let me tell you, this is the most expensive game of rock, paper, scissors I've ever played in my life. I don't know what they were thinking. This is the latest event. And what I was expecting when Capital Games said that they were going to come out with this, it's going to be kind of a long farm. What I was kind of expecting was what Marvel Strike Force did. Marvel Strike Force, to unlock Ultron, one of the god tier characters of Marvel Strike Force. I was expecting something like this, where you have a lot of missions to accomplish. Boom, 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 boom. You have to kind of make your way. Very difficult. You need gear 13 and all this. There's some strategy involved with a lot of these battles. Each battle a little bit different than the one before. And at the end of it all, when you complete everything, you just get a massive burst of rewards. If anything, Capital Games, this is what you want to copy, not copy the Harry Potter rock, paper, scissors. And I don't want to hate on Harry Potter, because I think we're kind of exaggerating much about rock, paper, scissors and Harry Potter. At least they made it a little bit more interesting, so I've been told. This is the thing you'd want to copy, Capital Games. Compare this over to here with these events here. This is basically like if you're a coach for like a 7-year-old football team, like a bunch of 7-year-old kids, and you don't know how to coach, you're just like, do a couple laps around the field or something like that. This is exactly what it is. They make you redo these events over and over and over and over again, and there's nothing new about it. It gets boring for an event of this much hype. 4 months of hype, 4 months of work. I don't even know if they were working on this for 4 months. I bet they were done in December, and maybe they're just tuning the characters, making it more powerful, and just letting the relics requirements drip out so people spend more money. They probably saw the money in this. They're like, let's milk this for 4 months and stall, which we'll get to that point in a moment. Overall, I can keep going on and on about this, but this is boring. This is boring. Making me play this tier 8 times. There's no puzzle. There's no excitement. There's no lore. You take out Resistance Hero Finn, as we found out, and that's it. I'll say this. The beauty about us streaming the other day, we accomplished what we want. This is why I spend money in the game. I don't spend money on Galaxy of Heroes because I'm addicted to it, because I feel like I need to. I do it because, one, I want to be sure we kind of be the first to figure out the strategies, and so you guys can go in this, because let me tell you, with the ticket system, if you make one mistake and you lose, that's a lot of progress you missed out on. And that's kind of a big problem. This whole system is anti-hoarding, and it's also don't do this with low requirements, because you'll get screwed over. So I feel like we accomplished our task with kind of doing our review, having fun, giving you guys some entertainment to watch when there's nothing much going on in the game. So I feel like we accomplished our part. Capital Games, what were you doing for 4 months? And I know you guys aren't going to care. They're not going to care. They're going to brush this off because at the end of the day, it's Star Wars. They know they have us. They have us in the palm of their hands because it's Star Wars, and we're going to let them slide away from everything. So this event was a big flop. This is for the first 3 tiers, which is needed to unlock Kylo Ren and Rey. We don't know about the last 3. Maybe the last 3 are going to change our minds, and this event's going to, I don't know, redeem itself. But look, take a note at the tickets again. 70 tickets moving forward. I'm guessing, who knows, maybe 85 and maybe 100 over there. And I know it's fine. If you want to make us take a long time, like Fear to Darkness, Fear to Darkness, if for a lot of players, it takes months upon months upon months to build this. And at the end of it, it's satisfying. You have a really powerful character in the end. This event failed to accomplish that by any stretch of the imagination. Having you repeat the same rock, paper, scissors, which is just pure RNG unless you use our strategy, that's not fun. Not creative, Capital Games. Moving on to the next point here. Art. I'm done hearing about art. It's kind of like coming back to the point. If you're spending 4 months stalling and you're telling me, oh man, this is gonna be the best research you've ever seen. This is gonna be the best brief you've ever seen. I'm gonna give you the best opening speech. Stop patting yourself on the back. Let us be the judge of your art, of your work. Did I feel inspired by the art here? No. I guess the only cool thing was tier 3. The flipping between Kajimi as well as Kylo Ren's command quarters was cool, but 3 times I got to do this event, and then I'm going to see that happen 4 to 8 times or something like that in the actual event. It gets old after a while. But let's talk about the character art for a second. Just for a brief second, indulge me. They seem, I don't know if it's because they know their art's inadequate, so they figured, hey, you know, we're going to just kind of keep talking about it. And I'm sure if we keep saying it, people are going to believe us sooner or later. People are going to believe us and they actually think our art's amazing. What is this? You're bragging at how amazing this looks. Let's show you a couple of examples. I'm not sponsored by anyone in today's video. I play a lot of mobile games because I kind of see myself as besides an entertainer, we're a product reviewer. We play multiple mobile games. I like to see what other games are doing out there. And Galaxy Heroes is not a top 3 best looking game out there right now. I don't want to hear comments about pay to play, mechanics, solely talking about art right now, excluding everything else. Here's Marvel Strike Force. This looks a heck of a lot better, and this is a couple-year-old character right here. This is not a new character that we're seeing right here. We can go on and on in this list, showing a bunch of examples. We got Thanos and stuff like that. These aren't even new characters we're showing up, and they look a heck of a lot better than this right here. I don't know what that is. Capital Games, stop talking about art. Going further, again, I'm not sponsoring this video, but we haven't sponsored it other times. We have Raid Shadow Legends. Look at this. Look at this. What the heck, Capital Games? Stop talking about your art unless you're producing something of quality compared to this right here. Because when I'm looking here, all I see is some twiggy, scrawny, wide-shouldered, big forehead girl right here. This does not look like our Rey. Not even close. It looks bad. Bad. I bet a twig, you could just draw a picture of a twig and it's going to look as good as this. I'm sorry. You're opening yourself up for criticism. I'm not nitpicking here. You spent 4 months talking about art, and it looks nothing of this caliber. We're not even talking about the fact that games like Raid Shadow Legends have unlimited frame caps. And we get excuses why our art's bad, why the graphic quality is low. Again, I'm not saying we have to do a big graphical wall, but stop talking about art for 4 months. Produce content. And lastly, before we have 2 things real quick here. My gosh, rant video big time today. Let's talk about why I think they're stalling. I think Galactic Legends is an ultimate stall event of all time. The biggest disappointment in mobile gaming history, in my opinion. Most expensive rock, paper, scissors entry cost I've ever seen in Galaxy of Heroes. I think they could have done this event so much earlier. If this event was rolled out in December, like 2 weeks after they announced it, I don't think they'd get as much flack because they weren't stalling. We're like, okay, it's an event, cool, but 4 months of waiting for this and nothing in between, that's unacceptable. Unacceptable for the amount of money people are spending to play this game. What I'm thinking is happening right now, ladies and gentlemen, across the galaxy, is I am suspecting that Capital Games, they've been talking about working on their code, cleaning up the bugs. Spaghetti code is the term they use. My prediction is, ladies and gentlemen, they were hoping and dreaming that, man, I don't know. They were probably hoping that they were going to use this Galactic Legends to stall out their time, work on their code. Because this is not something to produce after 4 months. I feel like this is something they can produce a lot faster. That's my only guess, is that they're hoping that their Galactic Legends talk and hype is going to stall it out, make people get hyped up so they can work on their code. And I'm hoping moving forward, we're going to have a dang good quarter for Galaxy Heroes, because this is the biggest disappointment. I feel like I've said this 3 times back to back. The biggest disappointment for a quarter in Galaxy Heroes is right now. Nothing new happened, and we got a really poorly designed event back here. Last thing on the list before we wrap up this video, hopefully you guys are understanding of what I'm saying here. Hopefully you guys kind of see where we're coming from, because I don't care if you're pay to play or free to play. This event is not a good event. This is not a good event for the amount of effort you put in. And actually, one more minor thing before we wrap up here at the gear. What is with these raid requirements? They make you gear up all these bad characters like Rose Tico, and they make you relic up all these weird characters that aren't really that amazing. And the characters that end up beating these tiers, as you saw on my stream, it's mostly just Jedi Training Ray, not even BB, Jedi Training Ray, as well as Resistance Chewbacca, or the Veterans Chewbacca, and the rest of the characters like C-3PO, R2-D2, Veteran Han. I don't remember Veteran Han being on Kylo's command shuttle, smashing everybody in Hux. It's weird. I don't know what they were doing. They made me relic up Resistance Pilot when I'd much rather relic up C-3PO. And it looks like moving forward too, it's the same thing. You're just be able to use whatever characters you want. Why did you make us relic up these characters? I think we know why. Because of money, of course, in Galaxy of Heroes. But man, what are they doing? I was expecting a thematic event. When I see Veteran Han needed, I'm expecting to see an emotional moment of Han being killed by his son. When I'm seeing Chewbacca, I'm expecting a moment where Rey rescues Chewbacca, or they thought Chewbacca died. None of that. It's just, we're gonna just make you gear up Rose Tico for no reason. She's not gonna be useful at all. She's not gonna actually be needed for a tier, at least as the first 4 tiers here. And then you can use whatever you want. Use the other good Resistance characters. Pretty disappointed with that. Lastly, these characters, again, I'm bashing on the event, and Capital Games hyping this for 4 months right now, but these characters are absolutely insane. If you did not see it the other day, 398 speed, 104,000 base health. This is all base stuff right here. And Kylo Ren's basically the same. Crazy high offense, high speed. He's got the highest physical damage in the game, and this is before mods are even introduced. And then look at this gear. Between paywalling the relics on the characters to get into the event, the tickets to get into the event, the energy that you're going to need to spend to get into the event, and then you have to spend months and weeks and weeks or days and days trying to do the same event over and over again, and then you have to deal with this. Look at this. We have 400, 700 Chirotech, 400 stun guns, 300 Mark III Carbantes, and then they're here telling us, oh yeah, we're easing up the gear crunch. No, you're not. No, you're not, Capital Games. So I just wanted to express that real quick. In case you could not make our stream the other day, I will be posting out some highlights, basically, how to beat these events. They're not difficult events. We were able to 3-star a Kylo Ren event right away out the get-go. The Resistance Raise event, a little bit tricky, but not impossible. We figured it out all in the stream, and I feel like that's what we accomplished. That was my goal. When I spend money in the game, it's to help you guys, first off, getting strategies down, figure out how to beat events, what characters are the best, as well as just bringing some fun into the game. Because let me tell you, the Kyber Club, our community, we come together, and even though we're playing a poorly made rock, paper, scissors knockoff, we're gonna have fun ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Long rant video, but hopefully you guys see where we're going at right now. Like if you did enjoy the video. Comment down below on all your thoughts. Be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And I'll see all you lovely people for the next video. Peace out, everybody.